This is EA Search coming up next. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports and Golf Channel on NBC. Pleased as always to be at the house that the King built, Arnold Palmer, the Bay Hill Club and Lodge in Orlando, Florida.
A golf course that's produced many a great champion. Tiger Woods has won it a whopping 8 times. Ernie Els has won it twice. This is a place that tests the best in the game.
Frank, nice way to start. It isn't exactly a gentle opening hole, but it's not a grinder either.
Biggest concern for the players are the 2 bunkers down the right side at the corner of that dogleg. They're not a guaranteed bogey, but certainly the fairway a little left is preferred.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Just an incredible shot. That is a very makeable putt after a great approach. Well played. So into red figures at 1 under. Back to the action here at the Bay Hill Club and Lodge. Second hole, it is a pretty demanding par 3, Frank.
Goal really is to just carry that front bunker or sneak it a little right of that and try and cheat it around. That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Locked in on the read and the speed. Stays at 1 under with that par. Now at the par 4 third, Frank, this is a great golf hole.
It certainly is. Remember, the brain doesn't register don'ts. So aim right. There's a bunker down there. Keep focusing on where you want it to go, not in the other direction.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Safely aboard. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Wow, I thought he made that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par. 561-yard par 5 Ford. Frank a chance to make 4 and maybe even an eagle 3.
Yeah, that green's just raised a little bit. So if you hit a good drive in there and you're going with a slightly shorter club, big advantage.
It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. That was not a very good read right there. So a tester from 4 feet. Has to like that one. Another birdie to get to 2 under par. Fifth hole at Bay Hill. Frank, this is a chance to employ some course management as opposed to maybe brute strength. What do you think?
Yeah, rather soft par 4. No water here, but bunker down the left and bunker down the right. Pinches into that corner. So if you're a little wayward, an iron here is not a bad idea.
Second shot. Good look at the green. Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Not too bad, Frank. Ball is on the green.
About 11 feet. Very makeable.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Third birdie of the round. Frank, back in 1998, by any chance, do you remember exactly how many golf balls John Daly hit into the water at the sixth?
It was half a dozen. Half a box of golf balls.
Frank, no reason here to think we're going to see anything other than another good shot.
Yeah, in a great flow, and golf like this looks easy.
All right, Frank, you've played it safe. Now you have that third shot. What's the best way to get to that whole location and make the birdie?
The angle of the green really does favor the layup shot because at least you're hitting across the length of the green, but it's a little bit like that third hole, a very narrow green. So once again, that wedge shot has to be very precise.
Frank, this would jumpstart the round. A third straight birdie.
Some good playing.
Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Nice par to remain 3 under. Frank, the good news as you come to the seventh after that beast of a par 5 is that it's just under 200 yards and there's no water.
Yeah, it's not as long as the second, but it's just as demanding. Very narrow entry into this green.
Headed for the bunker? Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, who you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aimed the club at that and made sure they followed through.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Frank, I have to say I've been impressed by the level of golf today. Really came out here with a solid game plan and executed.
I agree. We've seen some great shots out there, and I'm excited to see how the rest of the round plays out.
Might go deep here in the red numbers. Well, that's how you play the game right there. Knock it on the green and give yourself a good look at birdie. And getting ready for the putt. Just a little too much juice on that birdie putt, Frank.
It was bold. Very bold.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either.
A lip out's fine, as long as it doesn't happen to you.
So just a formality here. Now at -2 for the day. Final hole now of the front side. It's a 474-yard par 4. And Frank, you've played it before. What works best here?
Well, ideally a nice little draw off the tee. But the hole's quite weird because the tee shot shapes to the left, and yet the green goes the other way.
Well, this one has a chance to be really good. Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Frank, you want to make the turn in style. We're here at the 9th, the approach shot, and what are we looking at?
Big green, one of the biggest on the golf course. This hole's changed a lot with equipment over the years, so long iron, even a mid-iron for some people, to a very generous green. Just pitch it on the front third, and you'll be having a birdie putt here at 9.
He'll be pleased with that. The approach shot is about 12 feet away.
It's no snack, though. How did that not go in?
Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the course.
Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read. And missed out on that second part. Workmanlike hole. He walks away with a par. Now to the par 4 11th, just a shade under 440 yards. Where are the difficulties here, Frank?
The water down the left, but the hole keeps going that way, almost in a semi-horseshoe fashion. Two bunkers down the right. They always catch the stray tee shot, but once again, you don't have to hit driver here. You've got to get that ball in play.
Nothing to argue about there, right in the fairway. Frank, the second shot here at number 11, another good-looking shot, not unlike the third hole with water along the left. What's the right way to play this?
Obviously, you'd like to walk off 11 with 3, but 4 here never really hurts the scorecard. This is one hole you sort of play with an orange light feeling. A little right of the flag, that's absolutely fine.
Just 5 feet left. Well done, and 3 under for the day. Teeing it up here on the 12th, 574-yard par 5, Frank.
Another one that's reachable, obviously long and straight. That rough down the right side, though, he's gone for a little extra. Can a ball explode?
That is big. I mean, really big. Good contact, good result. Strong winds have been a factor all day here, Frank. What's the key to scoring low in conditions like this?
Well, sometimes you've almost got to make the ball go to ground. You've just got to keep it out of those high breezes, play away from the trouble. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it.
Rub the shamrock. Got away with getting in the bunker there.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Could it be?
Never looked like missing.
At the par 4 13th now, this is a hole, Frank, that requires some smart club selection. What are the options here?
Yeah, very sneaky par 4. That bunker on the right is 250 yards or so off the tee. So you've either got a choice to play short of that or sneak it down the end, which is about 300 yards. But if you try and be bold here and miss the fairway, that second shot, evil.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Oh, I thought they'd at least pick up a shot. Birdie looked like a sitter. Now par.
Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. 14th hole, Frank, more than 200 yards, par 3. This is no picnic.
No, it plays a little longer than that too, slightly uphill. You've got to carry the ball onto the front of the screen. It will not run up.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. Frank, that's what you want to do. Good lag putt.
Yeah, they can't all go in.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Oh my gosh, that hurts. That's costly right there.
Painful.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. That puts them at 4 under for the round. Now at the 15th, big dog leg right here. What's the best way to go, Frank?
Really down the left side. It's very tempting to try and hit it across that bunker, but not only do you have to carry the bunker, you've also got to carry those little shrubs down the right side.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Now the approach shot, par 4, 15th hole. Frank, break it down.
Green narrows up the further back you go, so the most generous place to land the ball is in the front half of the screen. It's also the flattest section of the green.
Good strike right there, right off the center of the face and about 20 feet away. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him. Oh, Rich, that was a huge putt. You don't expect to make them from that distance.
The Bay Hill Club and Lodge features a really exciting finishing stretch. 16 is a reachable par 5. You'll see eagles and birdies there coming home. 17, a very difficult par 3 over the water. The bunker is there. Takes an excellent shot. And then 18 is all you want. We know that with the water in front. That second shot which comes over the lake. And that's a hold-your-breath moment. It is a great finishing 3-hole stretch at Bay Hill.
Well, with a good shot here, Rich. This eagle on the cards, hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage. And it makes the green in regulation. Now the third shot at the par 5. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good. Line looked good. Just did not take that final break.
And Frank, the train is rolling down the tracks right now.
And just check another one off.
Frank, par 3 17th here at Bay Hill. How difficult is this hole?
This one takes your best tee shot, Rich. Otherwise, you're just looking at 4 or 5.
Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish. But, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Starting to fill it up now. 2 birdies in a row and 7 under for the championship. Frank, the scene of so much drama through the years. The 18th here at Bay Hill. What's the key?
The fairway is rather generous, but once again it pinches in around 320, 330 yards. You've got to be cognizant of that. And of course that green shapes to the right, so good tee shot makes that second shot a little bit easier.
It's a 180-yard shot, his second. Oh, look out. This could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Wow. That's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Frank, you think he can do it 4 in a row?
No.
Frank, he took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Frank, just some great golf here today.
Yeah, that's a round to remember. Not often you play that well and you feel like you were head and shoulders above the rest of the field.
What a thrill to watch. And for Frank Nobilo and our entire team, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now.